No one wants a failing project, but it happens. The solution is a project turnaround. So I will walk you through the 5 project turnaround steps to rescue a failing project. Before we start, let's define what I mean by a failing project. And I'm going to use a simple definition. A failing project is one with severe slippage in schedule, budget, or quality. The definition of severe, which is a weasel word, it depends on circumstances. The easiest way to think about it is to ask, do we still feel in control of slippage using our day-to-day monitoring and control processes? If you don't, the slippage is severe. You need to move into project turnaround mode. The 5 project turnaround steps that we'll be following are 1. Spot the signs of project failure. The first step is to recognize that you have a failure and to trigger your project turnaround process. 2. Evaluate the situation. Now you need to make a critical analysis of what has gone wrong and what your options are to redeem the situation. Number 3. Steady your project. This is where you start to stabilize your project and prevent the situation from getting worse. Number 4. Rebuild your project. Now it's time to implement your project turnaround plan and get your project back on track. Number 5. Maintain your project. The last step is to create a sustainable project that can continue to deliver on plan with the minimum of drama. Number 1. Spot the signs of project failure. This relies on 2 things. Firstly, effective project monitoring, and secondly, taking responsibility rather than averting your eyes from the uncomfortable signs that things are starting to go wrong. As part of this, you will need to create a break. A short pause in the project after you've discovered the failure for your team to get a little bit of time to recuperate, to rest and to relax and to refresh themselves, ready to take on the project turnaround. You need a bit of distance to gain objectivity, and you need to be fresh enough to attack the problem with vigour and enthusiasm. We're not talking about weeks here. We may not even be talking about days, but certainly create a break. Let your team relax and recognise that something new has to start. Once you've done this, start to gather some facts and start to communicate with your stakeholders to let them know what's going on. Number 2, evaluate the situation. With the facts available, you need to work calmly with your team to evaluate what the information is telling you. What is good that you need to keep? What stinks that you need to replace? What can you fix and make work well again? And what are the controls that you'll be able to assert to keep your project on track when you fix things? Give your team members responsibility and lead them with confidence and optimism. A failing project is likely to have demoralized and demotivated the people around you. So stay positive and recognize contributions that move the project in the right direction. However, inevitably, the team will make missteps and there will be failures along the way, so make sure you remain positive and see each of those as opportunities to learn and readjust your approach. Look for quick wins that will enable you to recognize and celebrate baby steps. There is nothing as motivating as success. Once you have your team fully engaged, look for ways that you can extend this principle to your other stakeholders. And finally, it's also time to undertake a thorough risk review to reassess the threats facing your project and to reevaluate the plans that you have to tackle them. Number 3, steady your project. A steady project is largely about solid relationships. Work on maintaining morale, confirming and improving processes, and building confidence in your team's capabilities, building the confidence of your stakeholders in your project, and building your team's confidence in themselves. Regularly meet with your team to review priorities, to rejig work allocations, and to work through the problems that are arising together as a team. Gradually build new working processes for the team and, if needed, a new plan for the project. Number 4, rebuild your project. Work at your plan steadily, constantly refining your project and strengthening your team as you go. Keep in close contact with your stakeholders, using a project communications plan to ensure you miss nobody out and do not fail to communicate important information. This stage is all about taking the confidence you've started to create and maintaining it. And step 5, maintain your project. By now, your processes should be working well. So start to optimize them for efficiency as well as efficacy. Conduct internal checkpoints and lessons learned reviews so that your team can constantly test their work out and improve it. And now it's time to start inviting external review too. But be aware that your team may be resistant to external review, feeling that things have gone wrong and they're worried that things are still wrong. So present this to them as a show of confidence and a necessary way to further improve their processes and improve the reliability of what they are doing. Ideally, invite external review after you have become confident that there are no big issues, but when you know that there are still some small issues that you need to unearth. Projects will fail. There is no doubt about that. What's important is that you, as a project manager, know how to handle that situation and have an approach to rescuing a failing project, to turn it around and make it, once again, a success. Please do give this video a like if you enjoyed it or learned from it. I'll be making loads more great project management videos for you, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of them. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.